My future wife, don't faint, this is your name now. I don't even know how to say this without smiling like a fool, but I need you to sit down. Take a breath, because what I'm about to say, it's real, it's happening. This is your name now. Yeah, I said it. Your name. The one that comes after mine. The one that tells the world you're not just with me, but part of me. It still feels wild to say it out loud. To imagine you writing it down somewhere for the first time. Maybe on a form, maybe on something small, like a package. Or maybe just seeing it pop up when someone calls you Mrs. and you pause for a second like, wait, that's me now. Because baby, it really is. I never thought I'd care so much about something like a name, but this is different. It's not about claiming you, it's about honoring you, about saying, I trust you enough to carry this part of me, because I know how deeply you care, how fiercely you love, how quietly you protect. It's not just tradition, it's connection. It's a bridge between your past and our future. And maybe you've always dreamed about it. Maybe you didn't. Maybe it scares you a little. Changing something that's always been yours. And if it does, that's okay. Because I don't need you to change who you are. I just want to walk with you in a way that says we're building this together now. A name won't make us stronger, but it's a symbol. A soft reminder that two hearts can beat under one roof, one story, one future. And now you carry that name, not like a label, not like a title, but like a promise. So don't faint when you hear it. Just smile, because from this moment on, you're not just walking beside me, you're walking as part of me. I've been thinking about the little things, the moments that won't make the videos or the photos. Like the first time someone says it to you out loud, Mrs. And you do that tiny double take, that half laugh, half is this real? Look, like the first time your name shows up next to mine on a letter, a receipt, a bill even, and it still feels special. I know people say it's just a name, and sure, technically they're right. But we both know it's not just a name. It's a whole shift, a chapter turning, a merging of more than just letters. It's you, your heart, your strength, your softness, stepping into a new story, not as a guest, but as my co-author. You're not just becoming mine in name, you're becoming part of everything I am. And I hope you know, I don't take that lightly. This isn't about some old school rule or trying to own you. This is about honoring what we've built. Because you didn't just walk into my life. You rebuilt parts of me that were falling apart. You gave my quiet moments a rhythm. You made my days make sense in a way I didn't even know they could. So when I say this is your name now, I'm not saying I gave it to you. I'm saying you earned this. Not through some checklist, not by proving something, you earned it by showing up every single time in ways only you could. You were there in moments nobody saw, when I was confused, when I was distant, when I couldn't even explain what was going on inside my own head. And still, you never made me feel like too much or not enough. You stood in the doorway when I couldn't walk in fully. You held space. You gave me time. You didn't rush the healing. You loved me through it. So yeah, now this name is yours. Not because it sounds pretty, but because it carries the weight of everything we've fought for. And if someone ever asks, why did she take it? I'll smile and say, because she was already holding everything that came with it. This name is yours, because this life, this messy, beautiful, real life, it's ours. You know what I picture? You standing in front of a mirror, just staring at your reflection, quietly whispering that name to yourself for the first time, over and over, testing how it sounds, how it feels. Almost like your lips are trying to get used to the weight of it. Not heavy in a bad way, but in the way a crown is heavy. In the way something earned feels when you finally put it on. It's not just something you wear. It's something that means something. Because this name, it's been through things. It carries my story. The hurt, the healing, the rebuilding. And now, you're part of it. And what makes me emotional is knowing you don't just get the name in the easy times. You get it because you walked with me through the hard ones. You get it because when I was distant, you didn't give up. When I got quiet, you didn't get scared. You leaned in, closer, softer, more patient than I ever expected anyone to be with me. You saw my flaws, not as red flags, but as parts of me that needed a little more time, a little more care. And while the world tells women like you to wait for perfect, to only say yes when the picture's clean, you said yes while I was still becoming. So this name, it isn't just a label, it's a reflection of the loyalty you showed when no one was clapping, when the room was silent, when I was still learning how to love you right. I didn't ask you to earn it, but you did, through love that stayed. And I want the world to know something. I didn't just give you this name, I gave it back to you, because you carried it before it was ever official. You carried it when you defended me behind closed doors. You carried it when you protected my name. Even when I wasn't in the room, you carried it when you prayed for me, when I didn't even know I needed it. That's the kind of woman you are. And now when someone calls out that name and you turn to respond, just know this. It's not just about who you married. It's about who you are. You carry this name the way only a real one could. Not for the ring, not for the pictures, but for the love we live. This isn't just the beginning of a new identity. It's the continuation of a love that's been building quietly, deeply, day by day. There's something powerful about watching a woman step into something that was once just a dream, and suddenly it's reality. I imagine you walking into a place where they ask, "What's your name?" And without even thinking, you say it, your new name. And for a second, the room feels different, because in that one small moment, the entire journey we took to get here shows up in just a few syllables. But behind that simple answer is everything. All the quiet days where we doubted if we'd even make it this far. The moments we argued over things that didn't even matter, because what we were really saying was, "Please don't leave me." The nights we slept on opposite sides of the bed, but still reached for each other in our sleep. The messages that said, "Are you okay?" Even when we were still hurting. And now you're carrying the name I've carried all my life, but it's different now. Because in your hands, it's softer, more graceful. Like you've taken something that used to just be mine and turned it into something better, something ours. And I know names are just letters, but what they hold, that's what matters. This one carries the weight of love that was tested, of loyalty that was questioned, of promises that weren't always perfect, but were never broken. This name carries the memories of all the times you could have said, "This is too much." But you stayed anyway. You stayed when I was unsure. You stayed when I didn't have all the answers. You stayed when life was pulling us in different directions. And still you reached for me, again and again. That's why this is more than just a name change. It's a declaration that the woman standing by my side isn't just someone I love. She's someone I trust with everything I am. Someone I want to see write her name differently. Because it means I get to build a whole future with her. And no, it doesn't mean you lose your past. it doesn't erase the woman you've always been. It means you're choosing to bring all of her, the fighter, the healer, the dreamer, into a future we're writing together. So, the next time someone calls you by this new name, don't be surprised if your heart flutters a little. Because that sound, that's not just your name now, that's love, saying, she's mine. There's something beautiful about how names carry history. You never really think about it until you realize someone is trusting you with theirs. I've carried this name through seasons, some sweet, some rough. It's been on school papers, job forms, apartment leases. It's been tied to both mistakes and milestones. But through it all, it's been mine. And now it's yours. And maybe the world won't understand why I'm making this such a big deal, why I keep repeating it. Why I'm staring at you like this. Change is a sacred moment. But baby, it is. Because it's not just about romance. It's about responsibility. See, when you take someone's name, you're not just adopting a few letters. You're stepping into their legacy. You're saying, I believe in your future enough to attach my identity to it. And that takes courage. It takes strength to let go of what you've always known, even if just on paper, to say this is us now. And I need you to know something. I see the weight of that. I respect the power in that. I don't expect you to carry it like it's light, because I know you'll carry it like it matters. You always do. You've always held my heart like it was fragile, even when I pretended to be strong. You've always guarded our peace, even when I was too distracted to notice it slipping. You've always shown up with love that didn't need applause, just space to grow. So when I say this is your name now, I don't mean start signing it. I mean start owning it. Like it belongs to a woman who loved fiercely. Like it belongs to someone who didn't just show up for the fun parts, but stayed through the mess. Like it belongs to someone who turned a man into a husband, not through pressure, but through presence. You are that woman, my woman, the one whose name now lives next to mine on more than just a form, but on a future we're still unfolding. So don't faint, smile, because this name, this is not the end of who you were. It's the beginning of everything we'll become.